Next topic is oxidation state displayed by copper. Copper is the one of the most important element that is widely distributed in the form of sulfides, arsenides, chlorides and carbonate. It occurs in nature as copper glands, copper pyrites, cuprite and malachites. These are the chief ore of copper metals. Copper is extracted from sulfide ore by flotation process. It is then roasted in a current of air to remove arsenic and antimony as a volatile oxides. So in this case, copper pyrite is roasted in the current of the air to remove arsenic and antimony as a volatile oxide, and this cuprous sulfide will get formed. The roasted ore is then put in the blast furnace together with a little coke silica and is fused so that this final slag will get formed. This slag floated above the layer of cuprous sulfide. The matte thus obtained is introduced into a Bessemer converter where a blast of air and sand is blown through it, and finally copper is obtained in the fused mass, which is further purified by electrolytic methods. So it is all about the methods of extraction of the copper metals. Then come to the oxidation state. First of all, oxidation state 1 and the copper in 3D10 system in this case. The oxide and sulfide are more stable than corresponding copper 2 compound at high temperature. So first of all, consider copper 1 oxide. Copper oxide is made as yellow powder by controlled reduction of an alkaline solution of copper 2 plus salt with hydrogen, or as red crystal by thermal decomposition of copper oxide. This copper 1 oxide is a basic oxide and react with halogen acid such as hydrochloric acid, hydrobromic acid, hydroiodic acid, and giving insoluble cuprous chloride, cuprous bromide and cuprous iodide. Then copper 1 sulfide. Copper 1 sulfide is black crystalline solid prepared by heating copper and sulfur in the absence of air. Copper 1 halides. Copper 1 fluoride is unknown. Copper 1 chloride and bromide are made by boiling an acidic solution of copper 2 salt with excess of copper metal. This gives a solution containing complex ions such as copper bichloride, copper bibromide, which are linear shape. Diluting the solution gives white cuprous chloride or yellow cuprous bromide. Addition of potassium iodide to the solution containing copper 2 plus results in iodide, reducing copper 2 plus to copper 1 iodide. Cuprous 1 iodide, and at a same time iodide is oxidized to iodines. Thus, the addition of iodide to solution of copper 2 plus form a precipitate that rapidly and quantitatively decompose to copper 1 iodide and iodine. Copper 1 halides are partially covalent and have zinc blend structure. In vapor, copper 1 chloride and copper 1 bromide are polymeric, and the main species appear to be 6 membered ring of alternative copper and chlorine atom. White copper 1 chloride become deep blue at 178 degrees Celsius and melt to deep green liquid. The copper 1 halide are insoluble in water, however they dissolve in solution containing excess of halides ion by forming soluble halides complexes such as copper with 2 chloride ligand, copper with 3 chloride ligand, and copper with 4 chloride ligand. These are and other copper complexes have tetrahedral geometry in the solid state. In the copper 1 oxidation state, most of simple compounds and complexes are diamagnetic and colorless because the ion have 3d10 configuration. There is no any free electron in this case. So it is all about the oxidation state 1 of copper. The next is oxidation state 2, and copper in this case is 3d9 system. Most of copper 1 compound are fairly oxidized to copper 2 compounds, but further oxidation to copper 2 is more difficult. There is well defined aqueous chemistry of copper 2 plus and a large number of salt of various anion, many of which are water soluble. Copper 2 plus state is the most stable and important for copper. Copper 2 plus has electronic configuration 3d9 and has an unpaired electron. Its compounds are typically colored due to DD transition or DD spectra. Copper sulfate with 5 water molecule, it is hydrated, and many hydrated copper 2 salt are blue in color. So let us consider copper 2 oxide. Black and basic copper 2 oxide is prepared by heating copper 2 nitrate. Blue and basic copper hydroxide is made by adding ammonia to boiling copper 2 sulfate solution. Both copper 2 oxide and copper dihydroxide react with acids to form copper salt due to the basic natures. So these are the reactions showing reaction between copper oxide and copper dihydroxide with the acid, which lead to formation of salts. Then copper 2 halides, copper difluoride, copper dichloride and copper dibromide are known. Copper 2 fluoride is an ionic compound with distorted rutile structure. which is similar to titanium dioxide. Anhydrous chloride and bromide have covalent character and are soluble in organic solvents such as alcohol, acetone and pyridines. These halides have infinite parallel halogen bridged chain of scarce copper tetrahalides. So the structure of polymeric copper 2 halide that is shown in these pictures. In this case, the two halogen atoms which are in the bridged form and bonded to each copper metals. Then the hydrated ion, copper with 6 aqueous ligand, is formed when the hydroxide or carbonate are dissolved in acid, or when copper sulfate or copper nitrate are dissolved in water. This ion has characteristics blue color associated with copper salt and has distorted octahedral shape. The distorted octahedral shape means there are two long bonds which is trans to each other and 4 short bonds. This is called tetragonal distortion, and it is due to the consequence of 3D9 configuration with 4 short bonds in a square planar arrangement and 2 long bonds in the trans forms. The distorted octahedral arrangement is common in copper compounds, which are generally blue and green. So these are the bond length of various bonds are given for copper fluoride, copper dichloride, bromide, and for these two complexes. And it is very much clear the two trans bonds in all these 3 cases, which are longer as comparison to the 4 bond in a square planar arrangement. So in this case, these 2 trans bonds are longer as comparison to these 4 bonds which are shorter in the bond length. Then the aqueous copper 2+ solution form many complexes with ammonia and amine, such as this complex having 5 aqueous ligand and 1 ammonia ligand. In this case 4 aqueous ligand and 2 amines. In this case 3 aqueous and 3 amines, and in last case 2 aqueous and 4 amines. It is difficult to add 5th and 6th ammonia ligand, but it is possible to make copper hexaamines by using ammonia as a solvent. Similarly, with bidentate ligands such as ethylene, diamine, the complex such as 4 aqueous ligand and 1 ethylene diamine, 2 aqueous ligand and 2 ethylene diamine are formed quite easily what copper with 3-ethylene-diamine ligand is formed by using ethylene-diamine in the excess during the reactions. A dark green colored complex of copper 2 plus with unusual structure, that is copper 2 acetate monohydride, is obtained by dissolving copper 2 carbonate in acetic acid, and it is isolated by crystallization. So in this case, copper carbonate is treated with acetic acid and this copper 2 acetate monohydrate will get formed. It is soluble in water and alcohol. It is dimeric in solid and partially dissociated in solution. It possesses dimeric structure. The X-ray diffraction of the crystal has revealed that each copper atom is surrounded by 4 oxygen of the bridging acetate group in a square planar form. Let us consider the structure of copper 2 monohydrate. In this case, copper 2 has D9 configuration, which indicate that there is one unpaired electron. Therefore, the expected magnetic moment of copper 2 acetate is about 1.75 Bohr magneton, but its actual value that is found experimentally, that is equal to 1.43, which is much less for the 1 electron. And this is due to the presence of the dimer structure of copper 2 acetate. In this structure, acetate group act as a bridging group when each copper atom is surrounded by 4 oxygen in a square planar arrangement, resulting in position of one copper atom right at the top of the other. Further, each copper atom is bonded to oxygen atom of water molecule, and copper atom occupy the 6th of the octahedral position when copper distance, that is equal to 264 picometer. This distance is shorter than the one required for significant metal-metal interaction. This copper-copper interaction is called delta bonding. Though this interaction is not sufficient to result in copper-copper bond, but this interaction is sufficient to lower the magnetic moment below the spin only value, which one is expected to be 1.75. So it is structure of dimeric copper 2 acetate monohydrate. Then the last oxidation state, that is 3, and copper in this state is 3D8 system. Copper 3 state is uncommon. In alkaline solution, copper 2 positive can oxidize to this complex in which copper is in the 3 oxidation state, and if a fused mixture of potassium chloride and copper dichloride is fluorinated, then this complex will get formed. In this case, again copper, that is in +3 oxidation state. The strong oxidation with periodic acid give this complex. In this case, again copper, that is in the oxidation state 3. So it is all about the oxidation state displayed by copper metal.